I'm often asked the question, why should I encourage my young person to be a missionary or to go to a university and get a degree that would prepare them to be a missionary? When I step back and look at what Jesus gave us in Matthew at the end of his time on earth, you look in Matthew, you look in Mark, you look in Luke, Jesus at the end of his time on earth as he's getting ready to ascend into heaven said, "Go ye therefore into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature." Well, if we're going to go into the whole world and preach the gospel, we have to be prepared to do that. That's what missionaries do. When you think about being a missionary, there's so many different ways people can be involved as missionaries around the world. But to do any of that successfully, a person has to be equipped. They've got to have a strong understanding of the Bible, strong understanding of theology. They have to know how to take that theologically correct understanding of the Bible into any culture and then make that applicable to the culture without violating the principles of the Bible. They need to understand how to study a culture, how to know the people, how to learn a language, how to live amongst a people different than themselves, and do that in a way that's not going to offend that culture, those people, turn them off, but actually endear themselves to the people in that culture. Then they can become an effective missionary. So there's people that are called by God. They're genuinely given a calling by the Lord to go and be missionaries, and they need to be equipped to do that. So why should you encourage a young person to be a missionary? Perhaps God's calling them to go and be one of those who lives in a different culture, in a different part of the earth, and take the good news of the gospel to people who have not heard. Half the people in the world today have never heard the name Jesus. Well, who's going to go tell them? Perhaps it's your young person who's going to go tell them and be the first person in recorded history to walk into a group of people, into a city, into a village, into a family, and tell them about Jesus. That may be your young person. They need to be prepared and equipped to do that. They're going to get that at Bethany Global University.